Digital marketing is like a pie, and social media is a piece of that pie, but it's a very important piece. And today we're going to have the opportunity to hear from the one and only social media guru, Rachel Boltz. She is going to fill us in on how to create a successful content calendar for your social media on a monthly basis. Social media is so important because it increases your visibility and brand awareness. It also establishes trust and builds your reputation. Also, it creates community where you can create a fan base and also communicate directly with your fan base. Nowadays, before people do business with you, they are researching you online and looking at your social media pages. Studies show that millennials and under are more likely to go to your business social media page than even to visit your actual website. So this is a very important topic, and so stay tuned to hear important tips from Rachel Boltz.
Lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the Miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
Effective social media marketing involves strategy. And the first part of strategy involves picking the right platform. So before you create your content, you start figuring out like what you want to post, how many times you want to post. You have to best determine what platforms are you going to utilize. And a really good rule of thumb is to look at what your competitors are doing, because typically there's a reason why your competitors are using those platforms. So first, when you're starting your business, make sure that you select the platforms that your competitors are using so that you can maintain that advantage when you're posting.
What is your favorite social media platform?
My favorite social media platform, it's a little bit controversial because of all the politics and things that are involved, but I get lost in TikTok. I find that I will be watching something on TikTok and the next thing I know, I'm watching Cops for like 4 hours. So TikTok is probably my guilty pleasure. What about you?
TikTok is dangerous. I had to ban it from my children because they would end up, I would overhear videos and be like, what are you watching? So I had to take that off of their iPads. But for me, Facebook is probably the one I use the most. I love TikTok for watching comedians. I love watching the comedy skits, and I love that it's in short videos where it's just kind of like the best parts of the comedian's skit. But for like day-to-day use, Facebook is where I have most of my friends and family, to where I can see what's going on with them. And I just like how you can incorporate both video and photos and written content, and how you can have Facebook groups. Just all the different components of Facebook makes it the most useful for me, both personally and professionally.
Absolutely. So once you figure out what platform is going to best benefit your business, then you want to look at content strategy. So for content strategy, I do monthly planning. So I look at the month and then I figure out how many base posts do I want to have? Like how many posts am I going to make for the entire month? And it's recommended that you post 3 to 5 times a week on Facebook and Instagram. And then there are some industries where they recommend that you post several times a day, especially on Instagram if there's more like pictures or before and afters involved. So a lot of it depends on your industry, but overall statistics show 3 to 5 posts a week. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your calendar out, and then you want to plan for the next month, and you want to put the dates down. So you want to put however many days that week that you want to post.
So if you're a beginner who is just getting started with social media, would you recommend 3 posts a week to start?
Absolutely. 3 posts a week at the bare minimum. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, just three posts a week. And then you can play with it to see like how much engagement you get from your posts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday versus Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday until you find what is best for you and your business. So you get your calendar and then you mark the dates on the calendar. So if I'm planning for June, it's going to be June 1st, then June 3rd, then June 5th, and then it's going to skip and go to the next week. So you fill the dates out. And then you want to have like a content section. And what I think is important is to have a goal. You know, don't just post to be posting things and to fill up space. Have a specific goal in mind with whatever your objective is. So a good strategy to have is you want to have a post that builds trust. This can be done in the form of reviews. Then you want to have a post that is funny. Something that's relevant to your industry that you think most people would find humorous. Then you want to have a type of post that has engagement. So you're asking people like, what do you think? Or what are your thoughts on this specific topic? So that you're getting people involved, engaging, commenting, and creating that relationship. And then you want to have a type of post that is considered insightful. So where they are actually learning something new for the very first time. And then you want to have a content that is about your specific services or products. Because in most industries, what I found is if you just put a bunch of posts about your services, shop here, buy now, people are going to not find that very appealing. And they're just going to scroll past you because they think that you're just trying to sell them something. But when you provide them something of value, then they are going to be more likely to stay on top of whatever you're posting.
I would think too, if you're having those different types of content, like let's say, for example, there's a clothing ad that I see on Facebook and the shirt that is the ad appeals to me. So I click on it, I go buy the shirt. Most likely that will probably be a one-time purchase for me. But if there's other engaging content where the business is posting other things that are relatable that I like to see because they make me laugh or they educate me on something, then I may decide to follow that page so that I can keep seeing those type of posts, and I may end up being a repeat buyer.
Exactly. So after you have your dates, after you have like your objective for those specific dates, then you're going to figure out the type of content that you're going to create to capture your audience. So one way you can do this is to look at your analytics to determine who is engaging with your posts. So what is their age group, what gender are they, and where do they live? And that way you can gear your content towards those specific demographics.
Mindfulness on the go. Here's what you need to know.
Once a day, think of someone close to you, a family member, a friend, or a coworker and give them a genuine compliment. The closer the person is to you and the more specific the compliment is, the better. Become aware also of any compliments other people give you. Investigate the purpose of compliments and the effect that they have on you.
This is a great reminder for me because I find that I naturally have a more critical and negative disposition. So by committing to giving one compliment a day, it helps it to become a habit and then to become more natural, to have a more positive outlook and be more complimentary of those around me.
We appreciate you, and let's go spread some sunshine to others today.
So if I have a Facebook business page, how do I access those analytics to be able to see who my followers are and what their demographic is?
So what you're going to do is you're going to go on the Meta Business Suite and you're going to go into Insights, and then you're going to be able to see everything about who your audience is. Now, things change on the Meta Business Suite, so, sometimes things get moved around, but right now that is where you go to find the insights regarding the demographics about who is engaging with your posts.
Okay, so if you're a beginner and you're doing 3 posts a week, that would be 12 posts for the month. So if I understand what you're saying, you're going to write down those 12 dates that you plan to post for the next month, and next to it you're going to write, funny post, and then an informational post, and then a review post. The 5 or 6 different types of posts you described, and maybe do those twice a month for each of those different types of posts?
Correct. And if there's something specific within whatever that goal is that you want to incorporate it, you can also include that specific goal. So let's say you want to build trust, but you also want to promote one of your products in a way that's not very salesy. You can actually pick a review that is talking about this specific service that you offered. So essentially you're building trust, but you're also in a way promoting that specific service or product that you're selling. So that is a really good way to do it as well. So you have your goal and then you have kind of what it is about.
So when you're creating this content or a post, is it generally going to be, some written information plus an image, or should we be doing video content? How should we format this post when we're planning out our calendar?
So video and pictures of the owner or the team, statistically, they always seem to outperform stock footage. So I highly recommend making sure that you have a healthy mix of video, pictures of your staff and your team to incorporate into that schedule. I also recommend having a mix of professional quality and also cell phone footage. So this could be cell phone pictures or cell phone video, just to create that authenticity. Because a lot of times, depending on your industry, if your audience, if all they're seeing is this 4K video, they may think that everything is staged and that it's not legitimate or genuine. But when they see, especially with some of the construction companies, if they see that raw cell phone footage, they know that, that person was up on the roof, doing that specific job. And it wasn't they just had an actor on the roof.
If someone is starting out with 3 posts a week, how many of those posts should be video versus image?
I would recommend 1.
1 video a week.
I would, because video seems to get the most engagement, where people are actually intrigued and paying attention to it versus, just simply scrolling past it. A lot of times people will stop what they're doing and watch the video. So it's a great way to get your message across.
Got it.
The other thing that I recommend doing is I also recommend looking to see what the best posting time is. So we were talking about Facebook earlier. You can go into the Meta Business Suite and you can go into the planner, and then you can, when you go to schedule a post, you can actually see the best time or the time that they recommend for you to post. And that information is based off of when your audience is most active.
So when we were preparing for this podcast today, I asked Rachel to show me how to do this because that's not my specialty. So she showed me that when I logged into Facebook and I went to my profile drop down, the Meta Business Suite was right there. So it was an option. I clicked on it. And when I went into Meta Business Suite, she showed me that there was a drop-down menu I could click on that said Planner. And when I went to plan, I didn't have to actually post anything, but it was just showing me a calendar of available dates. And when I hovered over it, it popped up a pop-up box that said, here are the recommended times for you to post where your Facebook followers are most active on Facebook. And it turns out it was each day at 7 p.m. And that's not the first time I've heard that 7 p.m. was a good time to post. So, Rachel, would that be a good rule of thumb for someone to just plan to post at 7 p.m. if they don't want to bother going and researching it on Meta Business Suite?
Absolutely. I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb, because the fact of the matter is most people are, if they work 9 to 5s, they're off at 7. So I feel like 7 p.m. is when a good majority of people are home from work and they actually have time to go onto social media. So yes, I think 7 p.m. is pretty good. Also, when you're developing your content, so you have your strategy, so you figure out like what your goal is, and then you kind of have an idea of what content you want to post about in relation to that goal. But then once you get a little bit more specific with it and you figure out exactly what you want to incorporate there that's going to appeal to your audience, is you're going to look up keywords and you're going to look up hashtags, because what you want to do is you want to incorporate or build your content around those keywords. So that's extremely important. And for Facebook and Instagram, it's changing a lot, but as of today, research shows that the minimum of hashtags that you should be using is 2 to 3, with a max of 5 trending hashtags, and that's going to help you really maximize your reach.
So I see posts where they have 20 plus hashtags, and I always thought that was the right thing to do. So are you saying that has changed and now you really want to have just between like 2 to 5 hashtags?
Correct. So I believe like years ago, that was what was most beneficial at that time, was having the most, hashtags that you could as possible. But I think what's happening now is all of those hashtags are getting lost in algorithms somewhere. So I think really honing in on like what are your top 5 hashtags is really going to be beneficial to, reaching your intended audience. And also it's important to note that the most common isn't always the best, or most effective, I should say, because if, millions of people are using those hashtags, then your post could essentially get lost in there. So it's important to keep that in mind as well. What's a good rule of thumb is to always incorporate your business name. And then if you have any type of tagline, like for example, yours is Fear No Storm and Bolts Legal. So those 2 hashtags would be really important for you to incorporate, because it is part of your branding and it's part of who you are. You know we're all about that case, no trouble. All about that case, no trouble. All about that case, no trouble. All about that case.
At Bolts Legal, we are all about your case. Text or call to schedule a free consultation for all your legal needs. boltslegal.com. So when I choose a hashtag, like I made a video this morning and I was doing the hashtag car accident. When I started writing in car accident, it told me something like 3 billion. This little number comes up and tells me, I guess, how many times that's been searched or how many times it's been used. I'm not really sure. It gives me a number. So, and I usually think the more the better. And so I usually am trying to choose of the menu, the ones that have the biggest number. Am I doing the right thing there, or should I be choosing a lower number because the big numbers are going to just have too many posts that my content's going to get lost, as you just mentioned?
So that's a tough question, because obviously if people are using them, then that means that people are searching for them. So you can go onto Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or whatever platform, and you can search hashtag, car accident or whatever is relevant to your industry. And you can see that a ton of people are posting about this, but that also means that a ton of people are looking this up, because it wouldn't be trending and people wouldn't be using it if it wasn't effective. So I don't really know what exactly the right answer is. I think just, they say to look up trending keywords, and build your keyword or build your content around effective keywords.
So Rachel also taught me this morning how to look up those hashtags and keywords. And all I did with her direction was Googled trending hashtags for car accidents. And several different articles came up. I just clicked on the first one and it gave me a list of probably 20 or more hashtags. And the first one was just hashtag car accident. So I thought, oh, I did the right thing, because that's the one that I just intuitively thought to do when I was posting my video. But now that I know how to do it, and it's as simple as, searching online, I'll take that few extra moments to search it to find the top few hashtags before I post next time.
Right. And the thing to remember too is right now we're just talking about content. We're not talking about paid advertising, and we'll save that for another episode when we talk about Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Right now, we are just talking about generating content that's going to build that trust and build trust and reputation with your audience. So that's a little bit different than talking about reaching new audiences. So that pretty much wraps up content strategy for today. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Also, if you would like a copy of a content calendar, we would love to send one to you. So please send us your contact information with your email address, and we'll make sure to send you that free content calendar. We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.